Well, we're on a next round of staining, so sand those bad boys down. One of the things you have to do is you got to be pretty careful and pick the right side. Like this side's got strikes and stuff, so this one's a little less pronounced, so I went with this one. This one came out pretty good. It's got some weird stuff going on there, but here again, the other side, I had to take a careful look, but then it had some gouges and stuff, so with that, thinking about my visages. So yeah, so I have holes down here where you put in a plug like thus into the hole, or hole downs, which are over here, and it clamps down your work. Well, what's supposed to be here is a vise that goes this way. It has a little tab up. So I thought to myself, it's time to look at your visages. So I got one vise here, and it barely works. It works well for long things, but it's Columbia. It's not a nice brand, but it's not a very nice one. It's like a shitty Columbia version. Then I got, those are for vices for drilling stuff. This one's kind of cool, though I never used it for the project, but you can move the piece, you can clamp it in and slide it around. So it's kind of like a little milling machine. You can slide it around this way. So yeah, she articulates. By the way, I got that piece of wood up here, so now I can actually walk between everything. And yeah, blade, put that on. So I got this. This is a beast. She needs to be cleaned up a little bit. She's got a little rust, but this is 38 pounds, and she's a Wilton. But what's unique about this motherfucker is she's called an L. So you can clamp things this way, but you can clamp them vertically. So there's supposed to be a little slide thing here, and that little tab, then if I put it over here, it would come up. Then I can put it down, or I can put it up and then clamp-a-late. But I'm thinking about putting this one over here, maybe, because I would like a clamp that I could do vertical, like if I'm cutting a piece of wood, which was last weekend. But this beast she's a beastages. So I'm not even sure how to clamp-a-late it. I think you can clamp it like that to the bench, or you can clamp it like this. So if I put it on this end, I can have it, I don't know which way I'd do it. So anyhow, she is a beast. And Wilton is a good name for vices and anvils. Anvils? Maybe not anvils. Machinist vices. But she definitely needs a little cleanup here. Some paint on her. I don't know where I bought that thing, but she's a beast. I mean, you can't compare this to this. There's no comparison. I have two small vices downstairs in the basement, but they're not up for the job. Then I think I'll just buy one that looks like this, but is much bigger and goes this way, and it'll have a pop-up edges. So yeah, I built this when we finished the garage, in that there were walls. So I wanted just a heavy bench that could be an outfeed. So this is a little bit higher there. Definitely get my shop bearings together. Starting to get rid of the wood. May not look like it, but all that stain ready to go. Some of that stain ready to go. Trying to get it so I can move around a little bit. But anyhow, so tomorrow we'll come back and put another coat on this and that, and then we do this polyurethane. It may be 2 days, because this takes a while to dry, especially when it's humid as fuck. Did put my little circulator on there. The next thing I have to do is I have to make out of this raw wood, which is why I'm going to need the sander, is plinth blocks. So they're blocks that go at the bottom of the trim, so that this doesn't just hit the floor directly. This will have a block that it sits on. That block needs to be thicker than that. So if this is yay, which is 1 inch, I need the block to protrude a little bit, which is why this is a little bit thicker than 1 inch. So you have to mess around there a little bit. And I think there's another piece of wood around here. So I got 2 thicknesses. I've got what I believe is 1 inch for the old part of the house. And then over here, this should be 3/4 of an inch, I think. Well, that looks like 1 inch too. I don't know. Oh, I love this stuff. This is old maple. She's really pretty. This was in the kitchen. Now we're not using that. Yeah, time to go ride the Peloton. So, because the weather's so nice, thought I'd do some rearranging. So, yeah. So I took the car out. She has moved since December. Vacuumed it out. Moved the wood. The wood was sitting on the 12.5 foot, by the way. Won't fit vertical this way. Bought it wood for the last 3 years. Finally measured it. Maybe I measured it and forgot. I don't know. Missing a bike. Yeah. So my next couple weeks, I'm going to be getting rid of this, meaning stain it, put it in the basement or on the wall where it belongs, or various places. But I put the big piece of wood and craftily put it over here. She's sitting on supports. It's on the edge. I used the edge that didn't curve out as much. That one curved out too much, and she's got it jammed in there. Now, what does it allow me to do? It allows me to put a car on the lift if I move things around. But at least I can. It's about 15 minutes. Maybe 2 people will be like 15 minutes. It's probably 30 minutes. But Olivia needs an oil change. Sophie needs an oil change. I need to change the oil on the Beast. I need to work on the drive train. I know this will fit in here. I've driven it in here, so it should go here. It won't go as high, but I can at least get underneath there and work on the drive shaft, because I got to pull the center bearing out, replace it, replace 3 different universal joints, and the seal on the back of the make it axle turn thing differential. Yeah, great, gotta help her. So anyhow, now the downside of all this is, while this is easy to move, and that is never easy to move, it ain't. You're not gonna be able to just jack up the car on this side and work on it. So I used to be able to work at the brakes at this level, but and still, even over here, you ain't got the rooms. But anything in the middle, oil change, drive shaft, R&R, you're good. You're perfect. So it's a step. Yeah. So there's the cat. That's what we're doing. Craftily stuck that up there. I hate this trim. It's still going. Stop. Oh, and I did measure this door. This actually would have fit to the basement. I think that's what we intended. She's old-fashioned. My wife sanded the crap out of it, broke the glass, but should be able to take it up this weekend, maybe Friday night. You know, what am I gonna do? Do this and do a final sanding, seal it, stain it, 2 coats, blah blah blah, just like the trim, and can put it up. The only issue is that the current hinge point is the wrong way, but I just cut it out there. Nobody will see that. Put some wood filler there, maybe put that nail in there. But Yeah, so that it will open out, which is what we want. Plus the other side looks better. Now I can't flip it around because then the door hinges be on the... It's going to be fine. Someday, Joe's cousin's going to come and get that. And then the 5 chairs inside, which is why we have extra chairs up there. And I have chairs up there to replace the chairs over there. And yeah, so, and those go with it. So I'm looking forward to that because that was the plan. Table, house, table, New York. So you can see how well that worked out for me. Oh yeah, and I decided this would be a good thing to add one there and there. And these are designed to twist, so for unloading, because I added that 16-foot 2x4, and there's just stuff precariously stuck there. I don't know what the kind of wood this is, but she's good wood. So yeah, support last fall. There's better nail screwage in here, I think. I hope so. There's one down here, and that one. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So, but anyhow, it's a good handy thing to have up there. So yeah, it says it's 54, but I think it's warmer than that. Anyhow, so yeah, I take some pills, you know, blood pressure pills, keep the pressure down, and so every couple months I gotta go get more pills. And so I get this text 2 days ago from the CVS saying, hey, come get your pills, gotta get them by Friday, you know, world's gonna end, not sure why. And it has this goofy link that I clicked on and it didn't go anywhere. So I go to the CVS and go get my drugs. And every time I go, they ask the dumbest question. They go, what's your birthday? And every time I got to say, the day I was born. Then we get this awkward stare until they finally ask, no, what date of the year was it? So I tell them, and I always tell them September 6, 1966. Now, you can't say that in the interwebs because, you know, the world will end. Anyhow, so while I'm up there, and of course, then she goes, oh, we don't have your insurance. And I'm like, I'm holding a card that says I'm insured on the CVS insurance drug plan. I think you have my information. So I whip out driver's license, credit cards, you know, I got everything in there, library card. I just start throwing things at her until she's like, yep, good. So she goes away. Meanwhile, an older woman comes up and she needs her drugs. So she says to the guy, he's here, I'm here to pick up my prescriptions. And he goes, what's your birth date? And I've always thought she had to give like the day, birth date, the month, and the year. So she says 4/23. Now, I'm thinking, why is this chick not saying, you know, the full day? But then I'm like, 4/23? Is she not born yet? Is she getting drugs for her unborn baby? But I look over, no. She's gonna be 100 freaking years old in 2 months. Hopefully she takes her drugs. But yeah, it's Virginia Goodale. She's been around forever. I mean, 99 years. And she was in the paper a few months ago. And I thought about, did I hear the name Goodale? I'm like, yeah, I think I did. And yeah, sure enough, it was. So I told the guy, you know, just give her whatever drug she wants. I mean, she's hit 99. Just whatever she wants. Just let her have it. And he kind of agreed that that'd be a good policy. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting story, I think. So I guess my neighbor still got his Christmas lights out. Now, I have my lights out because I'm just lazy. But he's retired. But he needs a ladder. Fun story time over for tonight. Okay, so I'm no stranger to Leatherman. And in college, I believe, I bought this Leatherman. She's the original PST. And even got my name on it. But today I learned there's a manufacturing date code inside of here. So bought this at Sugar Falls at the gun store. Here where I grew up. Oh yeah, I think. Enhance. Okay, one ain't there. So must be on the other side. I don't daily carry this. I probably haven't used it in several years because I got new ones. This is old school. And I don't see a day code there. So that's interesting. Is this so old that it doesn't have a date code? Is that in itself a date code? We're gonna have to go wash this up and take another look. What the hell? Some sort of new security system? I gotta go home. So, this is Joe's mixer. We've had it for, I don't know, since her first husband, 23 years, 30 years, 91, 30 years, I guess. Anyhow, it sounds like two kids that need an individual academic plan fighting in the playground, just hitting each other, but not actually doing any damage. Yeah, so she needs some grease. So this is a Petrol Lube. It's white grease. It's absolutely tasteless and odorless, high melting point. Will not taint when coming in contact with food products. It's basically grease for food plant use. So anyhow, so I forget how this thing comes apart. I think I got to bang this out. Obviously, I got it somewhat disassembled. This part wiggles. When I do that, something happened. Yeah, there we go. But I think I got to pull this thing apart. I took the two screws out, and I think this pin comes out. There's a lot of pins here, but of course when I'm done, I got to clean this thing because she's grody. So back to work. So one of the steps is to take this ring off. And you can see all the grease in there, all caked up. Enhance. It's even worse over here. So I definitely need some cleaning. Now, more importantly, this screw is enhance out, like it's not screwed in all the way. So I think that was part of our noise here, but I got to clean all this out. But those definitely needed to be exposed to take this piece off. And I figured as such. I took apart one a few, I guess it would have been at least 10 years ago, that we got at a garage sale, trying to fix it. This looks important, where this goes. Good thing I'm watching a video. This YouTube thing's really handy for this kind of stuff. So this is as far as I'm disassembling it. This is a little gear for the front end. It's a little worm gear. There's the gear off the motor. Motor looks pretty good, not touching that. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit, but whoa. Enhance. Yeah. So this is what the grease looked like when it was new. But looks like we got a little scotch there. It's not bad, but it definitely doesn't look good. They really glommed it on here. Okay. Yeah, that goes up there. So, yeah. Okay now. Yep, that's so far one paper towel. Well, she's back together. And she sounds like she should. It took me a while to put it back together because I was covered in grease. It was covered in grease. Things were sliding. But this is what really confused the hell out of me. I couldn't find in any of the videos where this piece goes. Well, turns out we're in enhance. See how it's kind of cruddy? You know what? I think my lens is dirty. Yeah, that might help. Well, anyhow, this piece, you can kind of see right down there how it's all kind of crispy, not shiny and painted. This doesn't belong as a separate piece. This piece actually belongs to that white piece that's up there. It broke off. That's why I couldn't find where to put the piece, because the piece is supposed to be part of the bigger piece. On the second video watching the guy take it apart, I realized, hey, there's a lip there. Now, the first time I saw that, I thought, oh, it must be a different model because this one's 30 years old and the one he was taking apart was 2016. But no, she's broken-lated, and you can see enhance. Little areas where there's more metal, like here and over here. But yeah, so I gotta order me that, so I get to take the whole thing apart. So I'm gonna order a new knob later. Match this new. Whoa. And then the feet. Oh, that's not good. The feet are all squished, so we're gonna have to order some more fish. fetish. These things. So, been selling some things on eBay and bought me a new subwoofer. This one has some good tech, which we'll be playing with in a few minutes. But it's it's designed in Youngstown, Ohio. So it only went about 35 miles to get here, so that's kind of unique. She's an SVS SB 1000 Pro. 1000 Pro meaning it's got the DSP that's controlled by the cell phone. So there's an app for this. So this should be the first one. I'm not happy with my two subwoofers. I'm going to replace the two with one. They're B&Ws. They should have been okay, but the more I read about them, they're just that. They're okay. And they're really boomy, and I don't like that. That one needs a little washing. So I got some extra speakers over here. I'm going to put some on the face space thing. I got a pair of those speakers, and I got to figure out what I got here, but I've got time to purge. I was saving for the kids, but they don't seem to give a shit, so time to free up some space. So as I do the unboxing, I'm fairly impressed. So the grill was in a separate little area right there. They taped the manual on front. The top is really well protected, kept it right in the middle. She's not a big subwoofer, and she's well taped up. I don't know what this is. This looks like swag. And it came with what appears to be a diaper or a t-shirt. I'm impressed. What size is it? It's extra large. Well, that's the size I'm looking for. So what does she say? Sound Revolution. Nice. And she's got different color. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Hey, shirt. I'm already impressed. One of the reasons I wasn't impressed with this subwoofer, and I've got two of them, is they never turn off. I realized that a couple weeks ago when I was reading the instructions or on the websites. It never turns off, so it's always on, which means it's gonna have a premature death. But yeah, so got her out. She's black ash, which was the cheapest option, but I like black ash. She's a front fire. She's got pretty thick. She comes with this cat scratch device. This will be handy for the cats. So pops on there. Then what do we got on the back here? We got the power. That'll be the in. USB. Got some buttons. Auto turn on, which is what we want. We got the turn on there. Didn't realize I could run my input. So this has a DSP. It could separate my highs and my lows within this unit. That's interesting. Never thought of that. Right now I've got my Marantz outputting directly into my Rotel. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Maybe I'll put it over here. And then, food for thought. So I was wondering about that. Using a DSP, you want to separate the signal level if I don't have all the signal going through this. So that's, I'll put the thinking cap on for that one. So this is the old BMW. I've never really looked at it, but I think the new one's got a bigger woofer, a 12 versus a 10. I do like that. That's kind of cool. And the spikes are kind of neat. Again, I'm not happy with the sound quality. So the other upgrade I did is the footages. So this comes with standard little guys, and these are pretty darn small. I bought these rubberized ones, and what did I do with the screws? Just hit them. Oh, they're there. So they kind of look like that. I've got two of them out here. So these are substantially bigger. So they got a metal top. And then I guess we're gonna have to. Then they got a lot more rubber donuts. So compare the size here on there. So these are designed to couple by focusing all the weight on a very small amount. It's supposed to couple to the floor. These are designed to isolate, and I'm not. I think the isolation's better. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to get a screwdriver for this. These are kind of nice. And these are universal, meaning it came with screws for other types of subwoofers. These ironically not being metric, they're English thread. I don't know if that means these are made in the US. That'd be interesting. So one benefit right off the bat, and this is kind of interesting because the subwoofer's not even plugged in yet. But listen. The hum that I've had for the past year is gone. And it was disappeared when I unplugged that speaker. Now, it wasn't really loud, but it's loud enough that you could hear it because this room is quiet. When the heat's off and the refrigerator's off and the fan's off. And now it's gone. So this whole time, it's been my stupid subwoofer. I don't know if you can hear that. But I plugged the subwoofer back in and I hear the sound again. Can you back off a little there, bear buddy? Let me get some noodles. Yeah. Well, yesterday I went to an estate sale on the way home from work. Got me this, which is Enhance. Burning. She's just a, thick lead pencil. So we'll add this to the other thick lead pencils we have. This is kind of cute. So this is all aluminum, and it's an Allen key. So you call it an Allen key. It's really called a hex key, but most people call them Allen keys. What's interesting is this is an Allen USA made Allen key, and it's all metal. It doesn't looks like plastic, but it isn't. These just slide right out. I mean, the quality on this is superb. Did I need another one? Probably not. I think I got it here. So, yeah, no, I didn't need another one, but it's so cool. I spent like $8 for all this stuff. This is a lighter. So if you hold the button down and slide, hold the button down and slide it forward, it makes flames. So at first it didn't work, but then I turned the flame gauge up, and it's refillable. It's got the butane Enhance hole right there. So yeah, that's kind of fun. She's a zip up. This one you only charged me $1 for, which is interesting because it's an LS Starrett. It's hard too. Very nice, very nice. It's come in handy. And this I just threw in the bag. It's just a stainless steel, but it does have the old metrics on it. And yeah, it's a Pioneer. We have to clean that up on the wheel. It's got a conversion table that I never use. Looks like it's got some conversion therapy on it. Yeah. The subwoofer box to go in the attic. Yeah, I like it. It doesn't boom. The BMW one's boomed. I played with the DSP a little bit, and I'm not entirely impressed. I kind of got over that fairly quickly, but I can adjust the volume and I can adjust the bass because, I don't know, I played Apple Music, and Apple Music has this feature called some songs are really loud, some songs are not, and you're just like constantly going up and down, and I don't know why, but some songs just had a preponderance of bass from my friend Joel in Risky Business movie. So yeah, but yeah, I like it a lot. And I think I solved some of his problems. So the other thing we're working on here is the door. So I think this is going to be the door. I found this in the basement that goes to the basement. It's got a windage. This will be the back side, which looks very nice. And I just got to finish sanding all the little crevices. Joe and I think her mother started this many years ago, around 17. So it was chemically stripped, so I need to just kind of wash that off. And yeah, the window's broken, but I think that adds character on there. The only issue, I don't know what the hell happened here. That's pre-existing. That's going to have to be cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to have to mix up some epoxy putty and fill all the holes while I'm here, because this side will be shown whenever you open and close it. But like I said, I'm finished on the other side, and I put the first coat of the sealer on, and then we'll put stainage. We'll be staining it like that. I don't know why that one board came out like that. It's the same stain. I just don't know. Anyhow, so you'll never guess what I bought. So this is about $500 normally, and it went on sale for $260. That includes the battery, which alone is like $150. So we went for it. And look, this is how you start it. Ooh, not like that though. That's sharp. Don't do that. But take the guard off before you just. I think I broke it. Okay, one more time without the blade guard on there. And by the way, this is not a loose chain. Well, it is loose, but it's not loose as in whatever. It's just that's how you start it. You run out of fuel, change the battery. Done. We do need to tighten up this blade. She shouldn't be that loose. So maybe there's any tools that come in it. Thought there was a tool. Yeah, there's a tool there. Maybe we should have read the instructions. No, you don't need to read no instructions. Well, she got through that. She's down to 3 batteries, but or 3 LEDs, but yeah, they'll work. Got that little off of there. Not sure what I'm going to do with this. I want to make a bench, evidently, but maybe I should just cuddlate this right now since it's mostly cuddlated anyhow. Just kind of trim her off there. Maybe I like that. No, I don't. So I noticed last week that there's a lot of water in here. So I looked carefully and I think there's a hole right there. Enhance. Right there maybe. So I can feel something. So I'm gonna try and take this out. I thought take these 2 screws up here would lead me to success, but nope. There's a hole here and a hole up here, and there's a bolt somewhere in there. Can't quite see it. I can feel it though. You can't.